Hey, welcome everybody again to our second talk or conversation about the chakras. Like some of you mentioned, we're very excited about this as well. And although this chakra is very like grounding and very like stabilizing, still, I think there's something in the air where we're eager to like learn more and more and also like put it in practice. So we're hoping with Sri Manjari to make this also very practical. So besides sharing the knowledge, also sharing experience and actually doing practical work at the end of this talk. So stay tuned and we'll tell you later which oils you'll need and so on. But yeah, I think really nice work ahead of us. So Sri Manjari, maybe you should just start.
Yeah, this is so like we said also the other time, chakras are like very big topic that can come from the very different traditions, very different philosophies. Speak about the chakra from Buddhism, from references from the Upanishads, from the Rig Veda, and from the Tantric and Kundalini traditions. So what we're going to do today, we're just going to speak about the basic. And the practices and the meditations that we will do are purely based on pranic work. So working like with the energy and in connection with the Supreme. So we are not going to use or explain about different channels of energy, but we're just going to connect with the source of what is the essence of energy healing, and also with the essential oils. And hopefully in the future, with Mangala, we will do also another project where we have different topics, because speaking about one chakra, we can really go through many different topics. And today also, while we were going through like the list of what we should speak today, so many things came up to my mind about, about the yoga. We will have actually here in Simachalam also yoga on the chakras on Fridays, and then one can speak about the working with hands, so understanding how the chakras work with hands for healing, about stones and working with stones, and so many different topics, so many different tools one can use. So today we will just be very simple, and so basically speaking about the first chakra, the color, as we we try to like bring the brightest part of our red today. So hopefully in every like chakra session you can also join us like with a little color on the topic, so that will be make it even more attractive for yourself, for your inner work. And so we will so the red is the main color, and the color also of the first chakra is very is the most filling color. Other chakras have a much more lighter way to come through, but the root chakra is a very, very grounding. Like you can see the red, it's a color that you will not miss. Is a very deep color, and is situated so on a physical body, situated on the base of the spine. So on the sacral spine, so all the way down, and it really connects with the energy of connecting with the earth. So the element of the first chakra is earth, rooting, is expressed as the roots, they go really down and deep inside the earth. So it's something that help us to stay, to stand, help us to stay strong in life, help us to dive deeper into where we are. And the main topic of first chakra, I would say, is belonging, is feeling like we are part, we understand like we are here in this world, we feel why we are here on a very physical level. All chakras speak about same topics, but different ways they express it in different ways. So the main one is I am here, I belong here, I am I'm rooted, I feel nourished by the food. I feel nourished economically. It's very, very physical. So it's very simple. It's probably the most simple to understand because it's very much connected on a material level. And yeah, so these are the basic characteristics.
I'm just wondering, it's very clear actually what you're speaking, very clear. And one thought that I had is, why are we always connecting chakras with colors? I think this would be just interesting to understand, because they're more subtle than we can actually perceive. And the only way I could understand it is that by visualizing the color, we can actually enter into the sphere of chakra, because we can never see chakras. With the common abilities that we have, we cannot perceive chakras. There are people who can perceive chakras, but averagely we cannot. So the only way I can understand it is that by visualizing the color, we can actually in one way enter the chakra. So I don't know if you have some other explanation, but that was for me the only way I could really.
Yeah, it's definitely visualizing, but also like really much by seeing also, right? Like the red color, like you can see like the in a way or the other, we do have also in the daily way how we dress, or in the daily way how we use things, we can see that people that are more prone toward the red color in real life, in life, you can really see that they are more in that level, in that atmosphere of really believing or working in safety and feeling safe. Usually like in India, it's very common for women to wear red color when they're married, because it gives them like a protection, like I'm protected now. This is like a little bit of a protection, and the color does give an unconscious signal to the mind that is actually like, aha, this is what's this person is about. It's really like, don't disturb. It's really like centered, and different colors, they definitely emanate different signals, also subconsciously, even though we may not know that red is connected to that, but still they would unconsciously would feel like, also when they use it in the sign when you drive,
right,
red color, so it's like you stop. You don't go too close. It's like, it's very protected area, or very safe, usually, or better to not go too close. That's usually like the sign, but in general it's more like protection. It's protecting you, it's protecting
right,
family, or and
I'm just wondering, because Gopikita has a question, but I'm wondering, should we try to flow and have some space for questions later? What do you feel is better? Because I'm already asking questions. There's not too many questions.
I told Gopikita she could jump in, because she has also valuable insight about it. So if you
go ahead.
Mute her,
Sorry, Hare Krishna. I was thinking I wouldn't say anything, but those of you who know me, I come from an artistic background, and studied sort of chakra therapy alongside having an interest in color therapy. So with this specific chakra, the root chakra, it is sometimes not that it's a red, but it's really like this sort of brownish red. It's a vibrant type. It's not like this sort of garish red, and all of these colors link in actually with the chakra. It's that these chakras should not be seen as some figurative thing. It's an actuality, just like, as you probably see, I have brown skin. It's like a part of how we relate to what is there and what's given. It's really like a system through. So that's all I wanted to say. It's a real flow of understanding too, also as we work through the chakras in the weeks that go through, to slowly understand that. Also, as we know, monks, especially these sort of Buddhist monks, they're known to wear sort of this reddish color and these other things that keep them solid is a little bit of being united, right, or grounded with this world and here and where we are. Also for us later, you know, we work with the higher, with the spiritual aspects, that these parts need to be in balance, because often spiritual people have problems with things in their lower areas, you know. So it's like ascertaining both sides through the color. But sorry, I didn't want to, but it was
That's
just
wonderful. Yeah.
Very good.
Very nicely summarized. Also the next topics that will that we will come through. Yeah.
Nice. Do you want to share something about your personal experience, Sri Manjari? What do you feel is?
Yeah. So yeah, this is the next topic that is very much connected. Also, like Gopigita was saying, it's very much connected with femininity and spirituality. And personally, before I started my spiritual practice, I never gave so much importance to the first chakra. I was always like, yeah, you know, like I kind of know I am safe, you know, I kind of know I am, you know, protected. I'm always like a very brave person that likes to travel and immediately says yes to new things. And, you know, so I never thought so much of how unbalanced that was, because I didn't really feel it so much. I was also very physical and very active physically. And the beautiful topic connected with the first chakra is very much the motherhood, the first years of our life. And we will do a little meditation also at the end about these first years of life, because they are really the grounding foundation of how we perceive nourishment, how we perceive, especially as women, our own self. So this has been like my journey of being very active and being very like not so much understanding that in order to also go spiritually deep, I had to really be at peace with my femininity, really go deeper into what it means to be a woman, because motherhood or being a woman is a very, very grounding experience. And in this world, it's not so much advertised or not even advertised, but like give value to it. Like the job that a mother does, it's not really valued. So I had to really step personally into valuing the little thing that are special specifically to a woman, the capability to nourish, to feel nourished in order to give that nourishment to others and with food. So this has been my journey that started, I had a deeper experience, especially when I traveled to India. I have to say that was the first time I felt somehow very grounded, connected to both the spirituality and connected to being a woman. Somehow it felt very, very amazing to experience that as the goddess Radharani, like in the Bhakti Yoga tradition. She's like the supreme mother, that really feel that nourishment also physically. That was like probably the first time I felt that, because also in my younger age, I was never, the figure of my mother was always kind of not fully present. So I never really felt nourished fully as a child, even though she was definitely there. And, you know, it's also the karma involved and so many other things. But that sense of feeling nourished was really missing. And I discovered later with, by also going deeper spiritually. So that has been my little journey with that. And what about you, Mangala?
Yeah, I was just, while you were talking, it's interesting because you've brought this really important aspect of the first chakra, you know, feeling grounded, settled, nourished. I know that one emotion that's really connected with the first chakra is fear. So the feeling of anxiety is like, or like sort of anxious attacks, you know, this could be a sign of first chakra being out of balance. And definitely, I have to admit, this was more my side, dealing with that, with, you know, just accepting where I am. So yeah, definitely a process in dealing with fear and trust and feeling protected. You know, that was kind of more my path. I feel that it was really, I had to really start to look in that direction, look what I have already. And, you know, now I'm settled, I live here in Belgium, everything, you know. So there was less and less reasons to feel this anxiety, which was definitely dissettling previously when, you know, I was not still in a situation of being married and having children and so on. So yeah, perhaps part of that was definitely growing up as a mother. Yeah. And so it seems that like our work on chakras happens with our experiences without us knowing it, because we just want to naturally feel balanced. Yeah, it's sort of this tendency to feel balanced is there already in us. So, and then when we look back, we can see, oh, actually, this was kind of happening for me. So yeah, definitely a lot of work has been done. But yeah, first chakra is, like Gopi Gita mentioned really importantly, many people who do have some spiritual practices, we are tending to forget about the grounding aspect and rooting, and you know, we tend to go higher, you know, and just look towards the transcendence. But definitely both have to be there in order for us to be fully balanced. So yeah, let's see, why are we getting this balance? Maybe this is what we can address now, like what does it mean when we're disbalanced, when our first chakra is disbalanced?
Right. So when it's unbalanced, in the first chakra, we can even see 3 types of unbalanced situations. So when is definitely when it's in excess, we can really much see it because it beams with anger and frustration. So we can really see that unbalance that is very much connected with the first chakra, when it becomes also like really physical, you know, like a person becomes really physically angry, violent, and like that. Then there is the second part where is out of fear, like out of like run, you know, like as soon as there is a difficult situation, the person just like leaves the place, you know, it's like, okay, immediately like running away from situations because of the lacking of faith, right? So then when it's like faith and trust that things will happen, that things will, you know, come through, and so this is the second one. And the third one is the freeze part. So when we like close and we isolate, and this is something that relates to me a lot when I feel like when things become challenging, definitely tend to go inward, but then it can happen that I go too inward, meaning that I start to like close myself, and I start to like not allow my emotions to process, and just like kind of trying to keep it together, trying to make like a good face everywhere. But actually, you know, there is a lot inside. So then the holding then eventually goes to the explosion because it's just there must be a way out. Our body is designed in such a way that there is always a way in, like breathing in and breathing out. And the breath probably is the best, because the breath is one of the most physical activities that can really elevate the consciousness. So yeah, and yeah.
This third part that you mentioned seems to be really this kind of need for survival, isn't it? It's sort of like a protection mechanism. We just want to survive. So sometimes we feel like we have to close ourselves, but this might not benefit us. Yeah, like you say, that actually just means that our energy is disbalanced. Otherwise, we could be just standing firmly and appear, take our place in the world. Like I deserve to exist here. Yeah, it's like that. Yeah. That's part of the first chakra.
Yes. So yes, then the balance, when it's really balanced, it's really just a pleasure to be around, you know, people that have a balanced first chakra, because it's very, very, very present, very stable. You can see people that are in full health. The health is very very strong. The sense, also the sense of smell is very much to the sense of smell. So it's very much receptive to the smell, to the touch. Like it's very has a lot of energy, vitality. It's very beautiful to see, because it's naturally healthy, at the same time is active, and at the same time is able to deal with provoking situation in a very healthy way. So definitely, for in general, it's good to have it open, but especially for people practicing spiritual life is also even more important, because it really helps you to really understand how to deal in heavy provoking situations. And that is the gift that gives the first chakra. And even in the scriptures, it says a great personality is seen by the way how he deals in provoking situations. So it is a very very special element that can come out of there. Yeah.
It's interesting, because while you were talking, I remember this saint who passed away just recently, this Buddhist monk, and he was speaking about how the way he deals with provoking situations is that he just is fully present in the situation, yeah, and then sort of focuses on the heart, and then he can just act from his self, yeah. And I was just realizing that, yeah, in order to be able to do that, to be mindful and fully present, we actually have to be grounded, isn't it? We have to have firm ground under our feet as well, not just being mindful. Doesn't just depend on the mind or the heart, but actually being fairly positioned.
Yes.
Yeah. So.
Yes, the feet, the legs are the physical part that help us to to ground ourselves, even with yoga. Any position that has connection with the legs, that has connection with feeling the feet, really going with the feet into the earth, or simply the most simple is really to go in nature and do like Tadasana, just standing pose. It's like the most beautiful, especially when I practice Tai Chi, is also very beautiful meditation, or you can just do very slow movement with the feet. And even if you're not in nature, just really connecting with that. We will do a little meditation. So yeah, it's absolutely healing. And then physical is also connected with on the physical level, like the blood. So that's why the first chakra then has a very close connection with the heart chakra, because they really work in synchronicity. So usually they speak with each other very often. So each chakra, they have like a best friend, we can say, that is in most connection. And so for the first one is also the heart. So it's the blood, the muscle is connected with the first chakra, the colon and kidneys. Yeah, so these are the main.
So you're saying connected means that whenever there would be this balance in our first chakra, we would see that there's consequences most probably on these areas, is it?
Yeah.
And on the legs, you also said on the legs and feet, yeah?
Yeah.
It's also connected.
Yes.
Just not the knees. I heard the knees are basically connected with second chakra, but the rest of the legs and the buttocks is first chakra. Yeah?
And lower back.
Wow.
Lower back.
That's big.
Yeah. Yeah. That lower back is both second and first. But yeah, like lower where the sacrum is, where there is the whole start of the spine. That's very
Interesting. So these bodily symptoms, when we notice some bodily symptoms that are, that we have issues with, we can also see where we can work on them. Yeah, and that's
very much.
Yeah. And that's where the oils come in as well. So we
will
mention that a little later. Yeah.
Yeah,
about the oils?
I mean, just now, I think we spoke already also about the spirituality, the spiritual effect that for a spiritual person is very important to work on it because of this ability to not respond, in a negative way or too fast to situations that are not easy. And one other thing is that the body, the first chakra really remembers all our physical pain. Like any physical trauma we've had is somehow stored in the sacrum, in that center on our legs. They're carrying, our legs are carrying all our experiences. They're carrying us around in a way that we can also let go. And that's why the feet is one of the elements that, nowadays, we use shoes, but if we wouldn't use shoes, that would already be a huge part of keeping us grounded, because we will constantly be in connection, because that's from the feet that all the releasing comes through. And so it's always recommended, when there is too much fire, too much energy, we feel frustrated, to really acknowledge your feet, put some oils on the feet, put your feet in hot water, put your feet in cold water if it's too much heat, or put your feet outside. Sometimes they do this ice bath. I always recommend it also so much. If one can stay or have a few moments in ice, it's absolutely like, that's how you reawaken completely the first chakra. And that's why there is this huge thing about this I don't remember the name of this person that works with ice and teach people how to
Iceman.
Iceman.
Tom Hoff. Yeah.
Tom Hoff, right?
Wim Hof.
Wim Hof. Yeah. Wim. Thank you.
And he is like, all he's doing is triggering the first chakra. Like when you can actually make it work and open, the blood becomes clear. Imagine having, very clear blood. It means that your intellect is awake, you feel fresh, you feel good, because immediately that's like the first stimulus. And we're very lucky that we have essential oils also, because they also go very much through the smell. So they say it takes, I don't remember how long to go into the bloodstream, maybe a few minutes.
Seconds, but yeah, it's very
seconds,
quick.
Huh? So it's even more, it's absolutely amazing. So touch, put your feet in cold water, smell, put them under the feet, and then lots of awareness, definitely in the feet area, in the legs, allowing the body. Even now that we are speaking, a step to ground our first chakra, allowing to really feel the chair, like how we are sitting, right?
Yeah. It's really great, especially working a lot with computer. If we have certain position, service, whatever we're doing, and we work a lot with computer, it's so recommended to do that, to just put the feet in the grass every now and then, just go walk outside in nature barefoot. It's very powerful just to feel this connection, not just with the office floor, but also with nature.
So important.
Very good. And I think what you mentioned is a very big thing for me. I saw like just this awareness, you've mentioned it with the first chakra. It's actually probably applicable for every chakra, but first chakra, because we're so disconnected, because we're mostly here. But actually this awareness of the energy already brings a lot of stability, isn't it?
Yeah.
Maybe
definitely. Just by being aware of what we are talking about now, of what we are, just so even by bringing the attention to our legs right now, to our feet, it's already like, it's like, wow, it's a whole world down there. Then most of the time we're just get used to having it working and doing things for us, but not always acknowledging the big the big support that gives. And
Wow, the whole energy shifted now when you were talking about it. I feel
It's
for
like,
all of us, it just shifted. Wow, very powerful. Should we mention the oils? What do you think? Should we say
we
which
should start
oils?
talking about the oils, because otherwise
Which is your
I have quite a
favorite?
few.
For which is your favorite for the first chakra, if you can choose?
Okay, so if I can say my favorite, I have to say vetiver, because I don't know, probably it's just my experience, but it's the only oil that I can smell it even after like 1 hour. I can still smell it. Like, it's so strong that when I use it, I'm like, my body remembers, like, also my smell, you can still smell it. So it's probably the one that I feel it stays also the longest, where I can feel more receptive. And this is one oil that is also recommended for mothers, like after giving birth. Is the most amazing, that helps to really anchor, it's really like the one that you don't have any chance to run anywhere.
Wow.
Vetiver is absolutely, no jokes.
And it's interesting because it's made from roots, of this grass. So it's connection already there, very intuitive.
I always use it, like, not so often, because it can also make you like, then, like a little vegetable, and become a little bit
The
like
grass.
like it can also really relax you. And then I then, because of myself, that I know that I like to cool down, like when I can cool down, I like to stay cool. And then I'm not so excited into, getting again excited about things.
Okay.
But then I have to be careful that I can, keep it flowing. And that's why I also use always lavender, because
Lavender.
keeps kind of the balance for me to be like, okay, like very cool, but at the same time relaxed, that life is not heavy, I can make my steps, slowly, and it's okay. And I can let go also at every step. I can, gently walk my path. And these are my best companion. And that's why I love Serenity, the blend.
Serenity is very nice.
There are already these oils inside. There is lavender, there is vetiver, cedarwood, and others. So it's already like a very grounding blend. And then we have in doTERRA also the balance, that it's called grounding blend. But personally, I prefer the Serenity. I feel like, because it has also the lavender inside. But the balance is also very good for generally, just for I feel like best for balance is to use before like a spiritual meditation, when you have to sit for 1 hour, 2 hours, it keeps the body cool, like, that you can peacefully sit there. So that has been my experience in that.
And balance also has cypress, am I right?
Yes. And that's the other oil I wanted to speak about, because cypress is like, God bless this cypress, because it helps to release also karmic attachments. So sometimes we may feel the first chakra is heavy. We may feel not so enthusiastic about life, not so nourished, not enough, nourishment on a physical level from food, and very much disturbed from our connection, for example, in our family. It's very much connected with family, with mother, with that sense of connection. And especially when we have a heavy, time with our family or mother, cypress can really help us to release that, that heaviness from the system. Is absolutely cool. Like
wow.
Like, it's karma is generally intense, this chain of action and reaction. But when you use cypress, you feel like for a moment, you can have some peace from this like karma. It's really interesting how it gives some like boundary from the people that they become like as if they're ruling your life. And it happens especially to children, that their parents are like so heavy on them, or you have to do this, you have to do that, and that the child cannot feel like I'm living my life, but I am so much controlled by my mother, so much control,
Mm-hmm.
even by, specifically with family. This is specifically.
Yeah, actually, when you were speaking about the karmic knot, it's very interesting because Cyprus also helps with the flow in general, yeah, for like the blood flow flowing. So it's actually like untying, releasing things, and at the same time it's grounding or rooting as well. So wow, such a like miracle. And Marzina was just asking us, how do we apply? And I don't know if you mentioned about the feet, that we apply them on the bottoms of the feet, but actually it's important that, for example, if you were working with a physical symptom, like I don't know, restless leg syndrome, for example, we can apply oils also on the legs. Yeah. So we would just apply them on the legs, like throughout the legs. We could dilute them so we can apply them all over. But the feet, yeah, is the main place actually where we would work on the chakra, first chakra.
Yes. Yes.
We will do an exercise later to really show how to do it. First, we would work with the smell. So we would smell in the oil, put on the hands, and then we would bring the awareness with the smell itself to the feet, yeah, to the feet or the first chakra, isn't it? Because first chakra is on the bottom of the spine.
Yeah, we will do that.
So,
and then from there we will also go through. Well, anyway, we will do it soon. So okay, I still have a couple of more oils just before. Okay, so one that I was discussing with Gopi Gita recently also is the patchouli, that I have to say I never really took it so much in consideration, because I was always like, it's kind of like, it smells nice, and it's like, I feel like personally I don't have so much, like right now, the attraction for it, but it's really good for working with, like when people don't feel comfortable in their own body. And if I would have been in my teenage years and I would have had this oil, I would have been much more happy, because especially as young children, or in general, if you work with your body, or you do, like you feel like you feel obsessed by having a certain body or a fit body, I feel definitely patchouli would be the way to go. So you can feel more comfortable with your body image, you can feel more comfortable where you're at physically, and so I found this that I think is very helpful to know. What do you think, Mangala?
So you would use patchouli for the first chakra, also applying it under feet, and just
chakra,
maybe meditating on this. I feel complete. I feel good in my body.
Yes.
Very nice. Yeah, we can work with oils on different chakras. So some oils would cover different chakras, and when we go to the chakras, you will see some oils will reappear. And definitely we cannot say all the oils because it's so many that doTERRA also has such a variety of oils, but there are oils that work on all 7 chakras. So for example, frankincense would be one of those that would work on all 7 chakras, and we could use it for the first as well. So under the feet, many times we actually use frankincense like that. We hear that it's good to balance the nervous system and immunity, and so it's like really good place to work with. And then the other one is deep blue, from this Home Essentials kit. It's actually like deep blue oil also works on 7 chakras, so we can use it also on our feet. And I just say
the deep blue also for it's good, it's the best probably for the first chakra when you have like body pain, so that's really, you can also you don't have to apply, like, of course when we do the meditation under the feet, but it's best applied also on maybe on the leg where you have pain, on the hips or shoulders, it's still gonna work in allowing the body to fully release. So you can also use deep blue in also other parts of the body. And just the last oil I want to say before you
yes,
that is also one of the most important, cedarwood. That is let's say also now probably we will use cedarwood while doing the meditation, because it's really is okay, it's grounding, of course, but it's also grounding in a way that allow us, as we say, one of the imbalance before is to feel alienated, and cedarwood help us to not feel alienated, to still be fully present, but still feel open for having healthy interconnections, having healthy experiences with other people. And so it's very powerful. It's very powerful for also like attracting positive relationship, attracting money into our, you know, or physical needs that we may have. So it kind of help us to like be more open and receptive to the goodness that life can offer us. So I feel, yeah, that's why it's the one most recommended when we work on that, because it really opens the channel to trust. I trust that abundance will come in my life. I trust that safety and wellness and full health will come in my life. So it really opens the doors to receive more abundance. So yeah.
Beautiful. Yeah, this is actually my favorite. Cedarwood is my favorite oil to work with on the first chakra. And indeed, it's hard sometimes to decide, but we will notice when we're doing more and more of this work, we will notice which oils work better for us. Or what I do also, I check either myself with kinesiology, or I ask, you know, somebody I trust to check for me which oil would be the best. For example, you were mentioning vetiver. So vetiver is also, for me, it's too strong. I personally have really difficult, it's very overwhelming. But it's in peace blend. So peace blend for me, it's easier to work with. And actually all the emotional kit oils work on all 7 chakras, which is very, very interesting. So we can actually just take that set and work, you know, in different chakras. They're very, very good blends actually. So yeah, cedarwood, and then also the firs, Douglas fir or Siberian fir also. Personally, I like very much, but cedarwood is just cheddar. It's you can feel the power of the cheddar. Yeah, I don't know if there, maybe we could ask if there's some question, or and then go the meditation afterwards. Yeah, what do you think? We could have maybe like few minutes for questions, if there's
comments or
comments, exactly. Yeah, and then we'll go into the meditation afterwards.
So I see Krishna Mai.
Wow, that's so nice. I have like so many notes, but I have a question. You have described how when first chakra is balanced, how that would look like, how we would feel, and also when the first chakra is imbalanced, how that would manifest. And on the first session, you mentioned that the chakra can be at the same time in defect and in access. So I wonder how someone would feel, or what would be the symptom of someone having both, you know, in defect and in access the first chakra, and what one could do, what oils would be the best in that situation.
Nice question.
Yeah, okay, so personally it's very good question, because it's very much physical, especially this chakra is very much connected on a physical level. The experience you will have is very much physical. So it depends where you're going, where you are. Like, okay, let me. So for example, let's say I am, very frustrated about going to an environment that is, okay, let's say school, okay. One has to go to that environment, and so immediately the chakra can block in that environment and becomes like, okay, I'm gonna close myself. This, you can see this more often in children, right? Oh, this environment is not good. And then immediately there is like a game, and immediately they're open, and it's no problem. The first chakra opens and closes very easily because they are very much connected on the physical experience, so they can switch anytime. There is generally a grounding rule that will keep it balanced, and the more one works with it, and That's why then one say, oh, this person is mature, because has the ability to not have this like switch from one situation to the other, but can be like themselves, like the whole in every different situation. So for that, I would say, if you know where you're going, like if you know that if that situation that will happen next will be bringing you frustration, then maybe you want to already use some lavender, some vetiver, something calming. If you know that the situation will bring you like, you know, closeness, and you will like feel close and stagnant, maybe you want to use cedarwood before, and maybe patchouli if it's like about, you know, going to something where you don't feel physically confident. So you can see according to the situation. There is not like a, that's one thing that we explained also last time, that there is not like a one-way rule that like kind of fits for everything. It's really individual. And that's the beauty of it, that there is variety and one can learn about themselves a lot in the process. So also experimenting, and yeah, definitely the environment or the external situation that would definitely tell a lot of what you would need, so that that particular situation won't happen. So
well, I think you explained it very, very nicely, and I hope it's clear, because I was also dealing with that. How can the same chakra, you know, how can we be overly reactive or underreactive? But it's also how we react to certain situation. One person would act in a certain way, other person would act in another way, and for us also different situations. For example, sometimes we can be, yeah, like you said, over closing up, and sometimes we can be too ungrounded and too unrooted. So the same person, that can happen if they have both imbalances. So yeah. Do you want to also answer this question from Larissa? Which of those oils for first chakra balancing would you recommend, better recommend in diffuser during yoga practicing?
Okay, personally, I would always go with lavender when I teach. That's my way to go, because usually people come from a very passionate, either from some activities or some work or whatever. So that would already help to be like, okay, this is a different environment. So definitely lavender is also probably not so expensive, so you can use it more easily. And yeah, that's probably what I would do. Or serenity. That like for yoga, that's what I recommend. Definitely you can use patchouli also, because it's also very floral, very light, and it's good. So I mean, cedarwood, of course, you can use all that, but I would, as first choice, I would go to lavender. Yeah.
Or you could mix them, yeah.
You can mix them.
Yeah, make your blend. Actually, it's also very nice.
Yeah, if, for example, the class you're having, maybe people are very, very, very stressed, then I would definitely also add cypress. You know.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Nice, actually.
So, yeah.
Yeah, my husband is very good in that, making blends with like the lower tone, you know, so like more grounding oils, and then the middle tone would be, I don't know, some middle, like not so heavy oils, and then you would put a floral on the top to kind of have these different notes. It's actually really science. Some people are very subtle. I cannot do that. I don't have such ability, but some people can really recognize all these tones and blends. And Gopi Gita is asking if frankincense would be something you would diffuse, for example.
Frankincense, yes. Frankincense is, it goes very quickly to the bloodstream and brings a lot of energy. Actually, Toshani had a recent experience that it was late, and she decided to use frankincense under her feet because she wanted to rest, but actually it awakened her a lot, and she was like,
wow,
what is happening? So yeah, probably if you want to have a more active, yeah, you would use frankincense for a good activity. Is a very expensive oil, so I feel a little sad when you want to put it in the diffuser.
Diffuser, me too.
Yeah.
I'm the same. I have the same feeling. You would put it on the skin, like you would eat it, or like, but yeah. Hey,
Yeah.
I was thinking maybe before we go to the meditation, maybe, and before we ask maybe another question, if you want to grab your oils, because it's good if you can use the oils during the meditation. So you either take cedarwood or, vetiver or any of these oils that we were talking about, frankincense or lavender, and just grab the bottle, and then we will start in few moments. But if somebody still has a comment or a question, now is the time.
I was going to mention I'm in Vancouver, Canada, and I'm a social worker. I work with First Nations communities, and they're natural medicines. I mean, here in Canada and BC, we have all the beautiful big trees, arborvitae,
Wow.
cedarwood, birch. I mean, they're everywhere. Beautiful, beautiful, big, healthy, giving trees. So the First Nations community, they do a lot of smudge. So they'll take the bark and then they burn it and they breathe the aroma. So I bring in, when I work with the communities, I bring in the oils and I introduce them to the cedarwood oil, the arborvitae oil, the Siberian fir oil. And now they call me medicine woman. So,
you are.
It's just another way. And they also love sweetgrass. And I think sweetgrass would probably be similar to vetiver, because it's also a grass too.
Yeah.
But yeah, they burn it, and the aroma from the burning is what they use to put on their body and dust their body. So
imagine the ecstasy of hugging a cedarwood tree or arborvitae tree.
I do it all the time.
Yeah.
I do it all the time. People will look at me and I'm hugging trees, but we have so many beautiful places here in this area. So yeah, but I love this class so far. I've also, like Krishnamaya, I'm taking lots of notes. It's going to be very beneficial to help in my social work. Thank you.
Nice, thank you.
Thank you for sharing. That's very inspiring. We're very happy for you.
Yeah.
that you have all this nectar around, those beautiful trees.
Hug them for us, please.
Yes.
really. There's a question from Lynn. I seem to have reactions to cedarwood. Is it to ignore it or do something about it? It would be interesting to know what kind of reaction. I never had such an experience.
I can speak about it. It's not even funny. I didn't know that I had a reaction to anything in life. And I put that in my diffuser, and at 1 o'clock in the morning, I would wake up every night coughing like I'm dying. And my asthma would kick in, and I had like 1 second to grab my puffer and breathe in and reopen and I didn't think about any oil could do that. I'm like, I'm new, but oils are pure, leave me alone. And then one day, somehow or other, I only had cedar wood. And as soon as I put it in, I started breathing. I was like so heavy, it was like, and I went, what is this? And I realized it was my sandalwood. So I shut it off. And the next day I tried it again. And I was like, this oil is not my friend.
So that was sandalwood or was cedarwood?
Cedarwood.
Cedarwood, okay. So yeah, definitely to avoid if it's not benefiting you at the moment.
So it can change, I hope, because I love it. But okay. You have answer. You just stop it for a while and check it out later.
Yeah, it is. It's very nice that. I mean, it's not nice your experience that it gives you such a strong reaction, but definitely, it means it gives you like a signal that there is some work that must be there. So you can definitely stop it, definitely, but then it's still giving you the signal to work deeper on it, to work on that level. Because if we don't feel like, especially when we don't like the smell, that oil is just telling us you need to do a deeper work there. and it means that this oil is not ready for us, but that means there must be, it gives us a signal, like try to connect with that space and try to do some more meditations on that area. I also work with the people. I do these sessions where we clear out the chakras and we bring out support, like a full wellness of the person. So I'm happy to offer it to you for, like a short introduction so we can work on it. And then if you feel it's something that you can work with, we can have a full session, but definitely, check it out, try to go deeper into that.
Because it's a very incredible oil. I'm the one who has Mother Ladini's Lord Jagannath, her personal Jagannath, and the relationship in between how she passed away and how everything happened. There's so much guilt in there in my life, and I have put it away. I just closed the door. And I realize more and more that as I want to do a project for her with her deities, that there's things I'm going to have to get back out of the cupboard and put it in the proper place, because you cannot go on like this. And at 65 years old, you have to really put an end to your life and tighten it up and do something beautiful with it. And yeah, it's something you would probably enjoy doing to an old Prabhupada disciple, is to help them out of that trouble. Because it is quite troublesome to be stuck with not even able to say her name without feeling this overwhelm of different things that goes by. And you look at the deities and you want to do a project that's millions of dollars. I want a whole center just for Ladini's deities, and a place where the people can come and die, and people can come and live, and people can come and get rid of their baggage. And it's really interesting, because cedar wood and me just don't get along.
You don't get along. Yeah, it's good that you realize that. I have similar thing with vetiver. So thank you, Sri Manjari, for pointing out that definitely that means that, it's just a blessing. We can start to work on something deeper. And that's actually, a blessing, because we can start the work. So it's, and you're in the right place. So Sri Manjari, definitely you're a very good person to help with that.
Well, thank you.
Yeah. And I was just thinking, just listening to Sri Manjari, actually, I already feel grounded. So, but it's very calming energy right now. But since it's time, perhaps we could jump into the meditation.
Yes.
And and then see what happens. See what happens. What kind of things will open up for us. Would you like me to do the meditation? I feel you're so grounded that it would be very nice to hear it from you, but just tell me.
Yeah, definitely.
Should I still do it? You sure?
Absolutely.
Okay, I can, no problem. Okay. So we will just now try to unplug all the life around us and just close our eyes and sit comfortably wherever we are. And we can do this later also after the session if you prefer, but now it would be nice because we are like live. So we'll just put our feet on the ground and put our, actually we will first take the oil. That would be the best. Let's first take our oil, like cedarwood or not cedarwood, for those of you who like other oil better. Other oil that you prefer, like lavender, vetiver, and just take a drop on your hands. That will be the first step. And then what we do, we just rub our hands together and just breathe deeply. And imagine how this smell goes into our feet. So we bring the sense of smell of cheddar, serenity, whatever we have, into our legs and feet. So we breathe in deeply. And then we put this oil, we rub it on our feet. You can do it on one or both feet. Just massage it there. This will help us for the oil to start working on our first chakra. Now we can just put our feet on the ground and put our hands on our legs, just to be comfortable, and just start to, we can close our eyes and just start to breathe. And just observe the breath going in and breath going out. And every time we breathe out all the heaviness and darkness and anything negative that we have in our life. And we breathe in lightness and joy and everything positive that we need in life. So we just observe our breath going in and going out. We start to feel our body very light. We feel how the feet are touching the ground. We just become aware of our feet on the ground. Now we'll start to visualize the color red in the bottom of our spine, the coccyx, the perineum, where there's first chakra. So we visualize the red color, the bright red color, and that red color is now going down through our legs, like roots going down through our legs, through our feet. And we can visualize red roots going from our feet into the earth, into the ground. And they're going deeper and deeper into the earth. So imagine red roots, and they're going into the center of the earth. Where we see red colored roots there, and we just connect with the center of the earth very strongly. And there we feel all the abundance and all the healing and wisdom of the earth. All the strength and courage and love and beauty, everything coming from the earth. Back through the roots. We're just taking that from the roots into our feet. So all the courage, the wisdom, the stability, protection, everything that the earth has to offer us goes into our feet, through our legs, into our first chakra. And then we see how this red in our first chakra is expanding even more and is becoming very, very bright red color. You can see it's like really shiny, bright red color. And just to make that more powerful, we will chant the mantra, which is chanted when we're doing work with chakra. So for this chakra, we will chant the word LAM, L-A-M. So you can just chant with me while visualizing this red, bright red color. Lam. And when we're chanting, we can feel the vibration going into the first chakra and bringing energy there and balancing it. Lam. Lam. One more time. Lam. And now we can say a sentence that will be like coding this energy really strongly in our first chakra. I am protected. I am rooted. I am happy and I'm safe where I am in my life. I feel fully protected. I have a place. So now from this meditation, we will continue. It's another meditation.
Okay, so from here, acknowledging how is our breathing, how the breath goes in and how it goes out, and just allow it to become slower and slower. And by connecting to that beautiful energy of this breath, of our roots, we can start embracing ourselves by bringing memory also of our first 5 years of life. As a child, connect with the topic of nourishment. How much did you feel nourished as a child from your mother? How much did you feel loved from your mother? How much did you feel safe and protected in your family? Just really go to a little bit of introspection for our first years of life. Just allowing ourselves to acknowledge that part of us. We are not here to judge. We are not here to fix anything. We are here to getting to know our story, our life, our roots. So if you may feel inspired, you can also write down right now what was missing for you as a child that didn't make you feel nourished. Emotionally, physically, what was missing? Maybe you were not feeling safe. Maybe you were not feeling protected. Maybe you didn't have enough money. Maybe you didn't have enough clothes. Maybe you were judged. You lived in fear from other people. Just acknowledging how is our first chakra? How was our childhood? Just gently acknowledging it And then coming back to the present moment, to who we are today, to where we are right now. And to understand how is our life right now, how much do we feel nourished in our day-to-day from the food we eat, how is our health, does our body feel full of energy or does it feel depleted? So you can write a little list next to what you wrote before to now, or you can just meditate about it. Just meditate on some points that you feel, or some topic that you feel that are important so that you can feel safe, you can feel nourished. You can feel grounded, you can feel vital, alive. You can be in this world and be in peace where you are at. And deeply breathe. When you feel like the topic may be a little bit uncomfortable, and just do a deep breath through the mouth, in through the nose and out through the mouth. Anytime in life you may have a moment where you may feel disconnected, you may find difficulties in understanding your present situation, where you may feel difficulty in connecting with people. You know that your home is always here in the present, wherever you are at the present moment. And understand that all that you need is already here. And all that is present around you, all that is surrounding you, is exactly what you need right now. You don't need anything more. You don't need to be anything less to move forward from where you are right now. In this way, we can trust ourselves, we can trust the divine, that even though it may be difficult sometimes to feel safe and protected, we understand that we all are, because ultimately who we really are is something divine. So we allow the divine also to be able, also to be there to provide for us, to be there to nourish us. So whatever was lacking in the past, we acknowledge it, we understand it, we don't blame ourselves anymore. We let go of all that anger and frustration, because we understand that we are here now, and what we need right now to move forward, to blossom, to grow, is already here. And so we open ourselves to be more and more receptive to receive that healing, that love, that nourishment. And slowly you can come back to now. You can still keep your eyes closed. You can just start to feel, move a little bit your the fingers, the toes of your feet. Just move them gently, your legs. Then move gently your spine, one side and the other. You can place your head down. And then up, like rolling the back. We can do one more time together, and then down. Rolling down with the head. And then rolling up. And exhale. And you can open your eyes. Welcome, welcome.
Welcome back. That was really powerful. All we need is already here. It's really powerful.
And all is here is all that we need.
Very nice way to conclude our session, I think. Yeah, for some of us.
Like they say, nothing happens by chance. This is really the first chakra, like being fully excited that everything is happening for your highest good. Like everything that is happening right now is all you need. And anything that you may need in life is all here right now. There is no, you get caught up a lot in the future, in the past, but we have absolutely everything.
Wonderful. Thank you. I think some of us will sleep really well now, and some of you will have the charged, fully grounded, rooted day. And we're so happy that this will continue higher and higher as we go through the weeks, and will become more and more balanced. So you can continue doing this exercise at home, just through every day. Take some time and just do this simple thing that we did in your own way, also with oil and meditation and awareness and the mantra, and keep in tune. And the next week we'll tune in again.
And feel free to write to us also Mangala, before we're speaking about kinesiology, is also a nice tool to understand the bodies, how the body is responding. We don't need to have a heavy reaction before we can, understand if oil is good for us or not. Sometimes that is extreme, but sometimes also the body has gentle reaction to make us understand that's not what I need right now. So both me and Mangala, we can explain to you maybe more individually this kinesiology practice, and then and then feel free to reach out to me if you need any support on that. I'm always happy to be there too.
So I think Marzina will have your contact, or we'll post it also on the groups. And just Haripriya is asking if we can mix the oils. For sure, you can mix the oils. There's, with doTERRA, we always know that can only be more benefit, especially now we know which oils help with this chakra. So you can make your blend.
Wonderful.
Thank you, Sri Manjari.
Thank you, dear Mangala. It was very wonderful.
Yeah, me too.
Experience, your understanding. You're very also mature in your spirituality and your motherhood. That's nothing more special about the first chakra. Also being a mother gives deep realization. So thank you for sharing that also.
We'll continue enrich each other.
Yes. See you next Thursday.
Yeah, everybody, thank you for participating. All the best.
So much.
Bye.
Thank you.
Bye.